Welcome to the first episode of Now Tonight. Today is May 18th, 2018, and I'm your host, DJ Val.
And I'm your other host, DJ Money Cash. With that welcome, I officially kick off this new internet radio station, W-FPR Front Page Radio. Here you will find all the latest hits music and 2 weekly shows. The show you are currently listening to is Now Tonight, with its latest news and entertainment all the time. So let's get the show on the road with this week's hot stories.
Thank you, DJ Cash. Let's start off... Thank you, DJ Cash. Let's start off with our feature story. This week's feature is brought to you by NBC News, How to Deal with Rising Gas Prices. For all of us who drive, I think it's a safe bet to say that we have all noticed that gas prices are once again soaring through the roof. What $20 got us about a month ago now only gets us 3/4 of what it used to be. Now don't get me wrong, 3/4 is not that much less, but it is less. And with this downward trend, it will soon only buy us half and so forth. With gas prices now averaging in the $4 range here in California, many Americans will now face the dilemma whether it's worth traveling this year's Memorial Day weekend. So here are some tidbits in order to save at the pump. Number 1, drop your speed a couple of miles per hour. Did you know that just traveling 5 miles per hour less can save you about 5 miles to the gallon? That is about $1,000 or more in the long run of saved money. Number 2, decrease your car's load. When you buy stuff, actually empty out the car when you finish doing all your shopping. All the extra strain the engine has to go through decreases your car's lifespan and burns through a lot of gas. And finally, number 3, fill up your tank when you see a cheap gas station. Don't wait until you're at a quarter tank where the gas light comes on. Maintaining a constantly full tank saves you a couple of dollars every day, and these add up in time to the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in a year. Oh, and before our commercial break, did you know that the little arrow next to the gas pump symbol on your dash represents which side the tank is on in your car? Now on to a word from our sponsors and some music.
You're listening to WFPR Front Page Radio, live from Southern California.
A great family-owned cafe in the heart of the Glendora Village. We pride ourselves on fresh ingredients and friendly staff. Come in and see for yourself.
Bring you the next story. Hawaii volcanoes are erupting everywhere. This story brought to you by the New York Times. As of recently, Hawaii's volcanoes have finally started to mellow out, opening the door for the prospect of the return of some of Hawaii's residents. After 2 days of major explosions, the Kilauea volcano seemed to have finally started to calm down, and this has led to the possibility of the return of some of the residents of Leilani Estates, though 5 families will have nothing to return to, as civil authorities reported that 5 homes were burned down after the lava flowed straight through the neighborhood's main street. The return of these people will be temporary, as the volcano is expected to erupt again soon, so they were allowed to return only to collect crucial belongings. Residents who found that their homes had been destroyed were strangely all not that sad, some saying that it was well worth living there and they sort of expected that to happen at some point or another. Authorities warned the returnees that the air was very toxic, and advised them to wear breathing devices to help clear the air a bit for their lungs, and also said to be wary of the 4 volcanic fissures that have recently opened up in the areas, as those are still very active and could start spewing magma at any point. Well, we wish them good luck. DJ Z will return when we come back from some music and a couple of sponsors' messages.
You're listening to WFPR Front Page Radio, live from Southern California.
Friends don't let friends shop at chain stores. Shop at Glendora Village Pet Shop for all your pet's needs. Full-service store in health, food, animal care, and grooming. See you soon.
The last story of the day is an LA Times exclusive, and Now Tonight, under no circumstances, takes credit for any of the work that was presented there. We are merely summarizing the story for our listeners. So on Wednesday, a California judge overruled a very controversial law that was put in place to allow terminally ill patients to request lethal medicines that can end their lives. This Riverside County judge had deemed the law as an unconstitutional under the California Constitution. Judge Daniel A. Atolia had also deemed that the legislator passing the law had done so in an unethical circumstance because the session where it passed was not meant for medical topics. Alexandra Snyder, an attorney and executive director of Life Legal Defense Foundation, said the judge ruled that lawmakers effectively hijacked a special legislative session that was called to address access to medical care and used it to pass their bill. The state's Attorney General office, in responding to the suit, noted that medical professionals have the right to refuse to prescribe and dispense the drugs. Under the law, the terminally ill person must be able to self-administer the drugs. The Attorney General's office said in court documents that the act provides comfort, support, and an option to accommodate the very unique needs of terminally ill patients. It said the plaintiffs are wrong to second-guess the legislators' policy decisions. In lobbying against the law before state legislators, opponents argued that hastening death was morally wrong, that it puts terminally ill patients at risk for coerced death by loved ones and could become a way out for people who are uninsured or fearful of high medical bills. Let's get on to the weather section with DJ Cash, but we will do that right after the short.
You're listening to W-FPR Front Page Radio, live from Southern California.
Looking for the hottest trends in books and movies? Looking for a place to relax and use the computer? Look no further than the Glendora Public Library for all the latest books, magazines, and movies. See you there!
And now for tonight's future outlook and the 7-day forecast. This evening's high is said to be 75 degrees with a low of 55 degrees here in our lovely town of Glendora. Over in downtown Los Angeles, we'll be having a high of 69 degrees with a low of 57, so it's a bit cooler than the valley. Now your 5-day outlook for the SoCal area. Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 56. Sunday, another partly cloudy day with a high of 70. Monday, Tuesday, with a high of 70. And finally Wednesday, sunny with a high of 55. This is 5-day outlook. We're back DJ Z.
Major storms start pelting the northeast sector with heavy thunderstorms expected to continue for the next week. Fierce thunderstorms delivered a powerful punch to New Jersey with downed trees and widespread power outages. But the state won't have much of a chance to dry out as more rainy weather dominates the forecast for the foreseeable future. About 50,000 homes and businesses in New Jersey are without power early Wednesday. The National Weather Service took numerous reports of downed trees and wires, particularly in North Jersey. About 110,000 were in the dark at the height of the storm between about 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Wednesday set record lows in the area as most of the temperatures were in the low 60 to high 50 range, while just a couple miles away, in Atlantic City, set a record high temperature of 90. The storm has already claimed the life of 5 citizens as they were struck by falling debris from rooftops and signage. But what was overall incredible of the storms were the tornadoes that ripped through the New England area. These tornadoes were seen by many, and they immediately took social media by storm. These were spectacular feats.
You're listening to W-FPR Front Page Radio, live from Southern California.
Thanks for tuning in to your weekly show, Now Tonight. I have been DJ Val on the air.
And I'm DJ Cash. Thanks for listening. Every week at 7 p.m. Pacific Time.